Welcome to my channel and join me today as I go through 28 Forex pairs plus gold to see if I can find some possible setups for the week commencing 17th of June 2024. Firstly, we're going to start with the Aussie CAD, and we have actually had some trades with this one over the last couple of weeks, and I think we might have another possible setup coming again this week. Let's have a look. We've got our area that we've actually had here for the last couple of weeks still highlighted, and thinking it could possibly come back into this area, and if it does, then we will take that one long again. Okay, second trade setup we have is the Aussie Swiss. Now this one we may have actually missed it already. I did actually have this one marked up, but I didn't actually get into the trade last week. The entry would have been right at this point if we were going to have a setup. So would have gone into profit by around 47 pips if we caught that trade. So possibly if this one does maybe come back and retest this zone, we might take it short. Otherwise, we've already missed that trade. And I don't really see anything much for the Aussie yen. And we have the Aussie New Zealand. This one, we had the zone last week, but it looks like it actually just went straight through this zone about a month ago and hasn't really pulled back into the zone at this point. So this might be a no trade at this point unless it comes back to the zone. And the Aussie dollar is just ranging at the moment, so we've got nothing there to look at. And the CAD Swiss, we had this zone marked last week as well, but we can see here the actual price crashed straight through the zone and didn't really come back and test it again. It basically consolidated here and then started to drop again. So this one, I'm thinking, may not come back to our zone. If it does, we will take it short. We don't have any setups here for the CAD yen, and same for the Swiss yen. I can see this one is on a good uptrend. One possible place where this one might come is if it comes back to test this zone again. Possibly if it comes back to here, let's think about taking a long, but besides that, not really any other setups. Euro dollar, we are actually approaching an area which I would call a point of interest. We can see here the price that it's at right now has actually had on the weekly chart multiple touches. So let's draw a zone here and we'll see what the actual setup looks like when it actually comes through. If it does actually present us with something or not. It's already at the zone now, so what we are looking at would be to close above this zone with a bullish candle pattern of some type, and then if it does, we will take that one long. Euro CAD, we actually had a failed trade on this one last week. We had a zone drawn for a bounce to go long, but this one actually went straight through our zone. So we're going to remove these lines now, and we're going to call this one a flip zone. So it's possible that the price may actually come back to this zone and retest, and if it does, we will take a short on this one. Euro Swiss, no setups there for that one. Nothing for the Euro Pound dollar. The Euro Pound. Nothing for the Euro Yen. The Euro New Zealand is also in a zone. We can see here that it's in an area that's been touched multiple times. And checking on the weekly chart as well, let's see if it's the same. Yeah, so we can see this zone was touched. We've got here 1, 2, 3 places. I guess we can call that a touch. 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So this is a possible area for a bounce. Let's draw our zone, and what we're looking for here is a close above the top line of our zone, a positive looking bull candle, I guess, something that shows that there might be a turnaround in the market. And we have nothing for the euro dollar at this point. There is an area which I don't think we're going to hit it at this week anyway, but around this area we're looking at maybe a possible short, but nothing at this point. Pound Aussie, no setup. Pound Canadian, we actually had a zone drawn in last week, and I did actually put a pending order here at the start of our zone with the stop loss below the zone. So this could still be activated if it comes down to this level and touches our trigger point here, our buy limit order, then we would be taking this one long. Let's see how that one plays out during the week. Pound Swiss, it looks kind of like a head and shoulders pattern here at the moment for a short trade. There looks like there could be a zone here. Let's put a green line on this area. We can see here several touches. There's a lot of chop in that area, so I'm not really super confident about this one at this point. So I'm thinking maybe we will skip that one, move on. Japanese, pound the yen, no real setup at this point. Pound New Zealand, no setup. The pound dollar, it looks like we have been consolidating around this area because it's choppy. I'm thinking it's not a good move like this one coming down and then bouncing. It's sort of like up and down from one day to the other. So let's just watch that one and see how it plays out. And New Zealand CAD, and we have a zone drawn up from last week where it looks like our actual setup, if we had have taken it about 3 weeks ago, would have actually bounced here and went positive and would have actually hit our take profit level. So we're looking at now, I have a pending order set at the beginning of this zone to bounce long, but at this point it's hard to say if it's going to come back to this level or maybe just turn around here with this actual uptrend where it's on at the moment. It may just bounce on that trend line and continue up as well. So watch and see for that one. New Zealand Swiss, we have a zone that was drawn in last week, and we're actually in that area right now, and I did actually have a pending trade on that one which has actually been triggered, so it's actually in 9 pips drawdown at the moment. So what we'll be looking at for the beginning of this week would be a turnaround candle, hopefully straight away, the first day of the week, Monday, to go bullish. And if so, then this might be a good trade for someone to take as well. New Zealand yen, no setup at this point. We've got some consolidation here and looks like possible breaking to the upside. New Zealand dollar, we do have an area which has been touched multiple times. However, it's actually a choppy market at the moment, so it's not something where it's going to move into the zone and then bounce. It could just chop for a while. We'll probably be looking at maybe for a breakout of this zone and then for the price to go a little anyway and then come back and retest this area, and then we'll take it for a long. But at this point, no setups. And the US CAD, we're currently in a buy at this point. The entry was on Friday of last week, or this week that's just gone. We had a close above the zone, which was here, and that's where we entered, and it's in 13 pips drawdown at the moment. So hoping that on Monday or Tuesday this week this will take off and hit our take profit. Now the US Swiss dollar, we have a zone set up here, and I also have a pending sell order on this one right now, waiting for this to come back into the zone, hit our pending order, and then take that short. But the way this is looking at the moment around this area, it's sort of at another zone now, which I don't know if it'll bounce or if it's going to go through, so we'll have to watch and see. And the US dollar, no setup. And gold setup, we still have a zone drawn from the last 2 weeks. We are waiting for this one to come into the zone and then close with a bullish green candle, kind of like this one, above the zone. But at this point, it hasn't actually hit the zone. So I don't know at this point if we're going to miss a trade here or if something's going to play out. So that is my forecast for the week commencing the 17th of June. And come back next weekend and we'll have a look at the results, see how we went.